Welcome back to Blake's Takes, everyone. We have a very special episode today as we are doing a Scream marathon. So, as we all know, Scream 6 is coming out March 10th, coming up very quickly. So, I myself have been binging all the Screams. And today we have a very special guest, Michael Bish, host of the Take One podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Of course, man. Excited to be here. I can't believe we're so close to Scream 6. So excited to dive into these movies. Just like you, I've been binging these movies recently, getting ready for the new one, man. So excited to be here. Excited to dive into it.
And for those of you who don't know, I was on Michael's podcast about a month ago or so, where we went over our top 10 films of 2022. So if you haven't listened to that, give that a listen. And I'm not gonna lie, Michael, I have watched a decent amount of films since that podcast. And I'm not gonna lie, my top 10 lists would be quite different now.
Yeah, I think so for me too, man. I was the same. I was super behind last year for whatever that reason was, but yeah, man, mine would look a lot different too. I think my top 3 would probably still be the same, but
Okay.
yeah, I think the list would be different for sure.
Yeah, no, as everyone knows, I loved The Menu, and that was my number one of 2022.
Yeah, man.
That got passed up from what I saw last night.
Oh, what'd you watch, man?
I watched Babylon.
Nice, man. I have not seen that one. That's
Okay.
one that is not on my. I have not seen yet. So, but
I mean-
I just have a feeling it would be on my top 10.
Right. I mean, look, it got a bad rap. You know, the reviews weren't that great, and it's a 3-hour movie. So I was not very quick to go and watch this 3-hour film that wasn't getting good reviews, bombed at the box office, but it's on Paramount Plus now. And man, I fell in love with it. Like, it is just like a love letter to cinema. The acting in it is amazing. Music in it is amazing. The story is great. It's just unhinged, just full of energy. So this is my, I'm promoting Babylon right now because that got snubbed in my opinion for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Yeah, man. I hear nothing but great things. Like all of my friends that I talk to, they love the movie, they love the film. So I'm excited to check it out, man. I can't wait to do it. I'm just so in the mix right now with marathons. Like I'm watching all the Rocky stuff, getting ready for Creed 3, and then Scream. Just finished those marathon of movies. So Outer Banks just came out on Netflix today, which I'm a big fan of. So
Okay.
it's crazy, man. Like all these, I feel like the next few weeks I'm going to be in the movie theaters. Like I'm really looking forward to go see Cocaine Bear.
Yes, I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. So I'm excited for that. I don't know what my expectations are. I just want to see a fun film, and I think we're going to get that based off everything that I'm seeing.
I think so. I think it's going to be exactly what the title says, and like I don't think it's going to be any more than what we're expecting. Just a fun movie about a bear hopped up on cocaine,
which I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see. Yeah, man. I saw a meme today. It was like next up, cocaine shark. So
literally, I mean, if it's going to be a hit, I could see them keep doing it. Why not?
Oh yeah, listen, man. It's just I enjoy those movies if they're gonna be quote unquote stupid or funny in a different way to embrace themselves. And I hear that Cocaine Bear embraces its stupidity and its like movie. So as long as that happens, it could turn into be a real fun, good movie. And I'm excited to see it, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like it's just a really busy time like right now. Like I feel like I'm not gonna be able to calm down until after the Oscars, like mid-March. But I mean, even then, we still got The Last of Us going on. We got Mando coming out soon.
So much going on, and
it's just,
I don't want to sit here and complain about it because we're definitely being spoiled right now. So but man, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. I didn't even think about The Last of Us, which is like I just adore that show. So
right, it has been very good. It really has. But yeah, I kind of want to dive in. For my fans to kind of know your story. And I'm gonna just say this too, in all honesty, Michael has a very underrated channel. Love the content that he puts out. If you like Blake's Takes, I really think you would like the Take One podcast. Vibes really the same. You have great guests on your show. So I just want to say you should have a much more bigger following than you have right now, but I think it's coming. I really do.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I recently just got into YouTube, so that's slowly climbing.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I was just putting the podcast up on Spotify and Apple, and then just I had like my core group of listeners. So I appreciate that, man. I love to do it. It's a lot of work. I mean, as you know,
Yep.
with
Yep.
everything that you do with the podcast and then your videos as well, man, it's a lot of work, a lot of prep. But I think as long as my discipline's there, like I feel like I put out pretty solid content.
Right.
And a
Exactly.
lot of that has to do with consistency, which is hard, man. It's hard, especially when it's like not your full time job. So
Right.
it takes a lot of work, but I enjoy it, man. I love it.
Nah, I love to hear that. I really do enjoy your content. So if you haven't already, please check out Take One Podcast. I know you'll enjoy it. So I mean, what got you into doing this in the first place? What made you decide to do it?
Man, just I don't know, my love for film in general. I've always been like in the podcasting slash radio world. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, so we have a local Fox Sports channel here. So I kind of dabbled into that and was on the Fox Sports channel doing sports, going to sporting
Okay.
events, and that's kind of how I got started in like the podcast world in general. And I just always loved movies and always loved TV shows, and I enjoy talking about it. So before the podcast even came out, like I actually went to write for a Netflix kind of like I don't know, like baby sister. It's called netflixlife.com.
Yeah.
And I just started writing for them, and I would just pump out content like crazy, and I just loved it. I love talking about film, shows, anything like that. And then yeah, man, it just kind of grew from there. I'm like, man, I've always loved podcasting and connecting with people. So being able to just connect with other people who enjoy film and bring them on my podcast is
Hmm.
really what I enjoy most. Like, of course, I would love for the numbers to be out the roof and
Right.
and skyrocket, but man, it's crazy because when I first brought the podcast together, I was like, man, I want to keep this like right at an hour. And I don't think I've ever done a podcast less than an hour. It's just
Okay.
because the conversation flows so good and
Uh-huh.
so well. I don't want to interrupt that and keep it at a time limit. So, yeah, man, it's just been going, man. And then I kind of left Netflix life. I went to write for Collider for about a year, left them, and then just kind of really just put all my focus into the Take One podcast, and I've been really consistent with that, and it's going good, man. I really enjoy it, but really just my love for film and
Yeah.
movies in general. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's great. And I feel like that's why your content is so good because it feels like such a natural conversation, just letting the conversation flows. I feel like that's always the best podcast that you see is when the conversations are just flowing naturally.
Oh yeah, of course, man. And I don't know. Again, like when I first structured it, I wanted to. I don't want to say be strict with it, but kind of have like a game plan, which is fine. Like
Uh-huh.
it's always good to have like topics and kind
Yeah,
of like an
absolutely.
outline
Yeah.
to talk about. But like when it came to like a time limit, like I just kind of booted that shit out the window, and I
Yeah.
was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna let everything go, man. And I've I don't know. I would say what kind of got me started into it was my favorite show of all time is Stranger Things, man. I know that's
Okay.
kind of a hot take for
I was
some.
gonna say
'Cause you
probably a
got,
little bit of a hot take.
yeah, because now again, I'm a realist. Like, is it as good as Game of Thrones?
Right.
Like the quality wise, no. Like I know the truth. It's just the show that I enjoy most, man. It's something about the '80s and the kids, especially that first season, and
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was
The
just
whole
something
aesthetics of it.
yeah, something I gravitated to. I love 80s music, so it was just like a show made for me, coming
Gotcha.
from somebody who was not born in the 80s. But
Right. But like
yeah,
that's our way, feeling like we learned about that decade and could feel the vibes of that
yeah.
decade.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I remember I went down to Atlanta and I visited all the filming locations, which was, I mean, man, that's a rush in itself. That was so fun. So I don't know, man. That's kind of the show that kind of started it all for me in a sense of like really
Right.
wanting to do a podcast and write for Netflix Life and Collider. So, and then just my love for horror in general. Those have that's always been there for sure.
Yes, Michael does have great horror content on his channel. I will say
Dude,
that.
I would say it's a mostly horror, but it's just hard to run away with that. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. I love it. I love talking about it. I love doing it. I love putting all the little videos and clips together. It's just fun for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love to hear it. All right. Now it's time to dive into Scream. Um, Possibly maybe the most consistently good horror franchise. I don't know.
I
It's
think
up
that,
there.
yeah, I think that's a real solid take. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people put my favorite movie of all time is Halloween. A horror movie of all time is Halloween.
Same.
My
Yeah.
favorite horror franchise of all time. But like
Yep.
there's definitely installments that I don't like in that franchise.
Yes.
And I feel like with Scream, and we'll jump into it. There's one movie that I don't not the biggest fan of. Um, but other than that, I still think their consistency level is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like,
Absolutely no.
yeah, it's
I am
awesome.
I'm a Halloween stan, as everyone knows. Like that is my franchise. Guilty pleasures because I know there's movies in that franchise that aren't good, but they're my guilty pleasures. And then there's other films in that franchise as well where I don't like them. I don't think they're good, but I'm just a Halloween stan. But overall, Scream has stayed pretty consistent with its product. And yeah, we'll dive into the ones that we don't like. So we'll have a little outline. So we're gonna go through each movie, and through each movie, we'll go over our favorite kill, our least favorite kill, our favorite character, and then our least favorite character of that Scream. And then at the very end, we'll do a ranking of the whole franchise. Not that many movies, but still, we'll rank the franchise.
Man, I'm super excited for that. I could sit here on hours and talk
I
about
know,
this, so
right?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it, man.
All right. So let's start with Scream 1, 1996, the movie that changed the game for horror.
Yes.
What was your favorite kill of that one?
For me, it's the opening. I just think that entire scene in general, for me, it's one of the greatest openings to a film of all time, and I know it's for me the greatest opening to a horror film of all time. It's just done so perfectly, man. From, um, you know, I guess from the phone call from the very beginning, I think
Mhm.
just that scene in general, Ghostface's voice is just like it's
Yeah,
so calm, it's so perfect. I think that
iconic.
yeah, so iconic. And I guess that time just being the fact that Drew Barrymore was so big, so for her to be that opening kill, I mean, was just shocking for a lot of people.
Well,
Even
yeah,
me the first time
because
I saw it.
yeah, I mean, because they promoted the movie heavily with her. Like she was on the poster and everything. She was actually supposed to play Sydney, but changed her mind like days before production. And ended up being that opening kill. But yeah, everyone was expecting her to be like the star of the movie.
Yeah, yeah, man, for sure. And I don't know, that whole scene in general is just one of my favorite scenes of all time. And then just the way that she died, that slow motion chase from after she gets
Yeah.
tackled, and man, it's just the knife going right into her chest. And then I don't know, man, her parents picking up the phone and hearing her breathe, and then
Yes.
being hung from a tree. I mean, I don't know, man. I had to go with that as my favorite kill. Honestly, probably out of all of the movies, but definitely
Okay.
for this one.
Yeah. No debate there. Really, I agree. It is going to be that opening scene. I mean, it is just iconic. But as you were saying, like with her parents, hearing her over the phone, I feel like because the scream itself, is very meta and making fun of the horror genre, and there is a lot of comedy in that movie as well. But those serious moments are very serious. Like that opening scene, even though there's a lot of like comedy leading up to it with, the trivia questions and all this other stuff. But like when she's dying and you have her parents listening on the phone, I'm like, damn, this is actually really sad too.
Yeah, man, it was gut wrenching, and
Yeah.
I think that first Scream in general is a lot deeper than what some kind of look at it,
Yeah.
especially at the end. But yeah, man, I don't think there's any debate there. I'm glad that was your
Yeah.
favorite kill too.
No debate. I mean, we'll give an honorable mention. I'll say honorable mention will be Tatum for me in the garage. That's another good one. I don't know if you have honorable mention, but I knew it was
Yeah,
gonna be the opening scene for the number one.
I would probably have to go with that too. Just because again, I kind of look at it from a scene standpoint, not just a kill, but
Yes.
even
I
even the
love the build up to that one.
yes, and he
Uh-huh.
don't kill me, Mr. Ghost. Like it's just perfect. And then
It
of
is.
course the way that she died.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Least favorite kill of that movie. That one's kind of hard because
It
a lot of
is
these are
because
a lot
it's
of the ones in this one are really good.
yeah. I would
I don't,
that see that's a tough one. I guess
especially for this Scream.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's very tough. I might go with the cameraman just because like
Okay,
nothing
yeah,
crazy happened, but it's not like I didn't like
right,
the kill. You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
No, no, that makes
So,
sense. That
so I
makes
would
sense.
say I guess that's my least likable kill. Even like when the principal died, the way that he died, like when he gets
Right.
stabbed, owie, 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 like you know what I mean? So it's so good. So yeah, this one's hard to pick. But I would probably go with the camera guy.
Okay, yeah. Let's just go. Let's mutually agree on that because honestly, a lot of these kills in the first Scream are great. Character wise though, let's start with the least favorite character for this one. Again, I feel like this one was hard for me.
Um, so least favorite, I'd probably have to go. I don't want to see. I like this is tough too.
I know.
Um, I don't know. Maybe Tatum, but it's not like I hate her.
Right.
I don't know. She just kind of comes off as annoying to me a
Okay.
little bit. But I don't hate her either.
No, no, I really enjoyed
Um,
Tate. I'm not gonna lie.
because I feel like in this first movie, there's not a lot of side characters.
Not as much as the other
Um,
ones.
yeah, especially not as yeah, I agree. So yeah, I feel like all the characters that they really shine a light on in this movie are kind of
Yeah.
important. So I would say Tatum, but
Okay.
that's like me really nitpicking.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know if this is me cheating a little bit. I went really obscure with this. I said Hank Loomis, Billy's dad. That is very obscure. That's kind of cheating.
No, why is that cheating? Like I get that. Like I don't know. I don't know. He kind of comes off as kind of sleazy too when you think about it. Even though we only
Yeah.
get him for a few seconds.
So favorite character, who you got?
I gotta go with Sidney Prescott, man.
Okay. Well, that's your
Yeah,
favorite final girl, right?
it is. But I will say she's not my favorite in every film.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
most of them probably, but I would have to go with Sidney Prescott, man. I
Okay.
think I loved her character in this. It's actually a lot closer than you would think. Like I really love Billy and Stu in this movie.
Hmm.
I think they're really good killers. So it's close for me. Like I love the comedic relief that Stu brings
Yep.
to the movie. It really, really works. So it's actually really close. But I'm gonna go with Nev Campbell, man.
Okay. Can't argue that. My favorite character though is gonna be Stu Macher. I can't even lie.
Yeah, nah,
I
that's a good
mean,
one. That's a good
yeah,
one.
Matthew Lillard is so weird, zany, like just his whole mannerisms in this film are absolutely insane. I mean the comedic relief, like you said, that he brings, like when he's dying and Billy throws a phone at him
Yeah,
and
you
he
hit me with
answers,
the phone, you dick.
yeah, and then he answers the phone, he's like, hello.
Yeah.
He's like, what's
Oh
your reason,
man.
Stu? Peer pressure. I'm way too sensitive. So I gotta go with
Oh
Stu.
man, that's a
Um,
good one.
yeah, another one that I really did enjoy was Randy. Giving us the whole rules of a horror film,
Yeah,
throwing in all the meta shit in there. Uh, I really wish he lasted longer in this
me
franchise, but
me too. Me too. I think I don't know. Randy would definitely be a honorable mention for me, just
yeah,
because for me, uh, given the whole rules, man, it's just what we abide
yes,
by,
yeah,
like from the very beginning. So he had such a big part in this, and I think
hmm,
like Wes Craven said, he prematurely died in that second
yep,
film.
yep,
So
yep. I mean, he gave us the structure for these films. You know, I didn't even know this, but it was like a last minute decision to keep Dewey alive in this first one.
oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, so apparently when they were filming him coming out on the stretcher, at the very end, the first take, he was dead. But the second take, Wes was like, "Hey, just give a little thumbs up to let the people know you're okay." And they decided to keep that one. And I mean, Jesus, thank God they did.
Oh, thank God, man. I love
Thank
Dewey.
God,
I love
yeah.
Dewey. his corniness is always funny to me, but it's
Yeah.
like never over the top. It's like
No.
that's what Dewey is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He reminds me a little bit of Ghostface when it like Dewey's always tripping and falling
Right.
down stuff and getting himself in bad situations. But come on, man,
Yeah.
I love Dewey so much,
And
man.
just doing like childish shit of just, sitting there eating his strawberry ice cream and
I agree. Because he was supposed to be watching Sydney, and the
uh-huh.
sheriff asked, "So where's Sydney?" He's like, "I'm keeping a good eye on her while he's eating his ice cream."
Oh my God. But yeah, too many honestly, there's not really too many weak characters in the first Scream. There really aren't.
I agree, man, and you'll see like throughout all of these movies, I'm pretty high on most of them. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, man, this first one, like, just when you sit back and you think about the cast, even with the second one, man, like especially the second one, but really this first cast, like everybody was just so perfect, man,
I know.
so
It's
perfect.
I mean, we could talk about the first Scream for hours. I mean, goated movie. But we do got to move on to Scream 2 now. A great sequel, in my opinion. I think it definitely lived up to what the original brought us. So yeah, favorite kill of Scream 2.
Favorite kill for me is gonna be one that's really not. I don't. Well, it is caused by Ghostface, but like he doesn't do the killing, and that's gonna be the cop scene when the car
Okay.
gets slammed
Yes.
into like that. I don't know, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was, and the pole went through right through his
Yes.
head,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
like his hand started quivering. Like,
Ooh.
oh man, that
Ooh.
kill was like probably one of the most gruesome kills in all
Mm-hmm.
of the Screams, because I mean, Scream's not really known for its gore, especially in those first two films. And man, that
But
was
then it gets like
that was a
then it
hell of
gets
a
a little
kill.
more yeah, it gets a little more
Yeah,
gory than you would think. Like you rewatch it and you're like, ooh,
I
shit.
know. No, absolutely. And man, that was a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's my favorite kill for sure.
Okay. Especially, man, when you see whenever there's a kill and you see like those little twitches at the end,
Oh
there's
man,
always
yeah,
something different about that.
yeah.
Hit you different. So for me, favorite kill, I did have the cop car scene in mind. Another one, I would say my favorite is gonna be Cece. Um, just seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar get hers, and being thrown off the top of that sorority house. I always love when Ghostface throws someone off the top of a building.
Me too. Like I love that whole sequence in general.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar did a phenomenal job in that scene, and then like I love when he throws her off and like the music comes on and he like wipes the knife. Like it's just
Yeah.
oh man, I love that. That's a good one.
I can't forget about the opening scene too, because this was another great opening scene.
Yeah, they went 2 for 2 on this. Like it was
Yeah.
they hit really really good on this one.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That whole theater scene, everyone is going buck wild in that theater, finally realizing that Will Smith wife keeps my wife name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, that was man. I sit back and man, if you go through the list of this cast, like
Yeah,
oh my god, and I don't man, they just hit. They hit on this second one too. It's a
they
really
did.
really good follow up.
It is.
So
I mean,
yeah,
anyone to say, I remember because I posted a video, a sequels tier list on my TikTok. I posted that today, and one of the movies was Scream 2, and I'll see comments like Scream 2 is mid. I'm like, bro, stop,
yeah.
stop.
I'm definitely not one of them, man.
Yeah,
I love this movie.
no, it was an amazing sequel. All right, least favorite kill.
Randy Meeks, man. Um,
Yeah.
I just hated the kill, man. Like, I guess the
Hmm.
kill in itself wasn't terrible, but for me, like when I look at, and I'm tipping my hand here, but when I look at like deaths when it comes to Randy or when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
Dewey, I'm just sitting there thinking like these are really good, like iconic characters in the Scream
Mm-hmm.
franchise. So like, what are they dying for?
Mm.
And I like for Randy, like he's just in the middle of the park on the phone, which he does a great job on the phone. Like
Uh-huh.
it's so funny, so good, classic Randy.
Yep.
And what does he die for? He doesn't die saving Sydney. He doesn't die doing this or doing that, which you don't always have to do that. But
Yeah.
the placement of his death in the middle of the movie, it's just
Yeah.
kind of like they wanted to kill him and get him out of there. And I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of treating Randy like some doo doo garbage, man.
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people were fans of of that.
Yeah, so
Seeing
that'll
why,
be more
see,
one.
yeah, seeing that they had to find a way to bring him back in a video form for
Yeah,
Scream 3.
yeah, and I was happy to see him in Screen 3, but I would have been happier if he was actually there.
I know, it didn't feel the same. Yeah, I mean, this one was tough. I'm honestly just gonna have to agree, considering what you said, because I fucking love Randy. There's no getting around that. Like, I fucking love Randy, and yeah, sucked to see him go.
Yeah, man, it was tough.
It
It
was
was tough.
tough. All right. Least favorite character of Scream 2.
Man, this one's tough too because I feel like they really hit on all of these characters. But I'll probably, for me, I'll go with Billy's mom.
Okay.
Because when I sit here and I think about the plot, that's just one that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Um, because for me, I just never understood why she would come back. Obviously,
Right.
somebody kills your kid, you're going to be furious and all that, but she straight up abandoned him. Period. Like,
Right. Right.
from what I understood from the first one, she left and like never called, never
Right.
wrote, never nothing, and all of a sudden she's coming back to defend her son's death, and she was just annoying to me. Period. Like, I probably like Gail more than most people, but there are times where Gail kind of annoys me.
Okay.
But in Scream 2, like I was really rooting for Gail just to haul off and knock her in her lip. Cause
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I did not like Billy's mom in this movie.
Okay. I did have Mrs. Loomis also written down. Another one that I don't know if this is a hot take, but it's not that I hated him. I just thought it was all right. Was Derek, Jerry O'Connell
Yeah, not a
as
fan
Derek?
either. Not a
Okay.
fan either.
Okay. I don't know if that was gonna be a hot take, but I mean, it's just another boyfriend. Like, it wasn't too
Yeah,
much to him. There just wasn't too much to him. That's all.
yeah, and I already knew no matter how much they flirted with it, which I don't think they did too much. I just knew
Yeah.
that he was not going to be the killer.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite character of Scream 2.
Mm. This is a good one. Man, I'm gonna go Nev Campbell again.
Okay.
I know this is gonna get repetitive, but I promise you it's not going to. I just think, man, she's just again so badass in this movie, and I am a person like when it comes to looks and like what I'm attracted to. I'm not the biggest fan of short hair on women.
Uh-huh.
But she just something about her short hair from this movie on, like she just kills it, man. And
No, yeah, she does rock the short hair.
yeah, and then like in the beginning, the basic of the basic outfit, she's just like in a gray tank top and gray, like gray short sweats or whatever, and she just looks so hot to me, man. And then not only that though, but if we're being honest, like when I say how badass she is in this movie, it's just like the ending scene for me and how she just kind of takes control and she looks at Mickey and she was like, I fucking killed him.
Yeah,
like when
yeah,
she's
yeah.
talking about Billy, like I'm just like, okay, and not like I don't know, man. It's just another level for me. So I'm
Yes.
gonna go with Nev again.
Okay. No, I love when she's face to face with the killer and she's just being straight up with them. She's like, I
Yeah.
fucking heard this before. You are fucking insane. Like, do you really
Yes.
are you this dumb?
And I love one of the things that I do like about the Scream movies, even if there's later ones that I don't enjoy as much. I feel like they do a really good job of progressing Sidney Prescott to where like she's just fed up, period.
Yes.
Like to where in the fifth one she's like, I'm bored and hangs up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I love that.
All right. Favorite characters for me. I did have Sydney written down, obviously. But switch it up a little bit. So I know he's not a big character, but I love Dwayne Martin as Joel, the
Nice.
camera guy in this one.
Oh, dude, that is a hell of a pick. I don't know why that. So when I did my when we did our review on the Take One podcast for Scream 2, like I cut out a whole bit dedicated to Joel, just showing
really?
like highlights of Joel because like,
Yes.
dude, he is the man. He's like the MVP of this.
Yes. He's hilarious.
Oh man, he is every line. Yes, I got that on film. Like
That was improvised. Well, I didn't know this, but that was improvised. And
Oh,
what was
man.
it? The Sydney's friend that said that line. It was written down for her, but
Yeah.
then Dwayne Martin said that, and she was like, "Fuck, I'm pissed. That stole my thunder."
Man, man, that's a hell of a pick. That's a really
Yes.
good pick. Love that, man.
Yes, I got that on film. She's like, "See, it wouldn't want to be it." And I was watching this one interview that he was doing, and he was like, I think, Joel he should leave. Like, he's the logical one. He's the logical black guy in the film,
Yeah,
which, in horror films is, the black guy's always dying in the beginning, but
yeah.
he's like, nah, I'm getting out of here. And he's like, wow, I was gonna have you killed, but how are we gonna have you leave? How would Joel leave? And he's like, a cab. And that's exactly what they did.
I love that dude. Yeah, Joel's a really good pick, man. Love
hmm
that pick.
Honestly, I also really like Cotton in this movie. Um, I'm kind of surprised they didn't end up doing more with Cotton. To be honest, I really wouldn't have minded if Cotton was a killer in one of these movies. I
Yeah,
really
I
wouldn't have.
it's something they've done with Cotton too. Like there's a part of innocence to him, and then there's a part of like of him that you don't like. Like
Yeah.
like in the end, like he was really badass. Like when he was holding the
Yep.
gun, and he
Yeah.
was like. And then as soon as he shot Mrs. Loomis, like he turned into a little baby boy and was like, "Well,
Yeah.
hey,
He's
I wasn't really gonna kill you, Sid." And she's like, "Give me the gun, Cod." He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure, here you go."
yeah.
Like, you know what
Like
I
he's
mean?
really awkward at the same time too.
Yeah, yeah. So they did a really good job with this character. I just feel like he was one of the characters in the Scream franchise they could have worked with more. So
I
I
know.
definitely agree with that. Because I enjoy his character. I just wish that we would have got more of him. And one other thing, like, did we go over? Oh yeah, already went over worst, right? Worst
Yes. Yeah.
character
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
I had Mickey in there for the longest time, but one of
Bro,
the
I almost put Mickey down too. I really did.
but I realized like one of the reasons that I feel like I hated Mickey as the killer for so long was it's not that I didn't like his character, but I felt like in all of the other Scream movies, we got to see the killer on screen a lot more. And I feel like Mickey
hmm
was just not on screen more. Like
hmm
that cafeteria scene where
hmm
Sydney's boyfriend is singing to her, that's the last time we see Mickey until the end, which
Yeah.
is like 45,
Yeah.
50 minutes. So it's just like
Yep.
what am I going to build? What is going to attach me to
Right.
Mickey? It was nothing.
Right. Because not to mention, our other killer, Mrs. Loomis, she's not on screen that much either.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like they made her Mrs. Loomis to have a little bit more connection / empathy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that you see a lot of these movies that do a really good job with building empathy and like have you connected to these characters in a short amount of time. And that's what I would say that's one of, as much as I love Scream 2, that's one of the things they didn't do with Mickey's character.
Yeah.
Like they did in The Last of Us with connect in the very first episode, connecting with
Yes.
his daughter.
Yeah, bro.
And like
Don't
they
even
did
get me started on the
I
last
know.
one.
I know. And they did a great job with that in a short amount of time. They
Uh-huh.
just didn't do that here with Mickey.
Yeah.
And again, it was not because I didn't like him. It was just his lack of on time or lack of on screen time. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely could have some more. Um, some little fun facts I also didn't know about Scream 2. So obviously, Scream 2, we get introduced to Dewey's theme. I don't really even have to explain Dewey theme. I feel like we all know what Dewey's theme is.
bon, 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 bon.
Yeah. So, I guess what I didn't know is that it was introduced originally as a piece for 1996 Broken Arrow, and it was composed by Hans Zimmer. Actually,
I didn't
I
know
was
that.
like, right? I had no
Oh, damn.
idea. I was like, really? Hans Zimmer made this little dorky ass theme for Dewey, and it fits him
It
so
fits him.
perfectly. Oh my
Yes,
god.
yes. All right, I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
And this kind of involves Scream 2 and really Scream 3. Do you ever feel like that they flirted with the idea of Sydney and Dewey being together?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one seeing that. And like
Yes.
two scenes that really stick out to me is in Scream 2 when they're in the pavilion.
Okay.
I don't know that the stuff is said and they're like looking into each other's
Yes.
eyes. And then in Scream 3, jumping ahead when they're on the couch and like they're looking into each other's eyes, like, and there's just an awkward moment of silence. And Dewey's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what are they trying to do here?
I don't know. Cause I know their relationship is, like big brother to little sister.
Yeah.
But there are times where I'm like, I don't know. This kind of seems like a little more than that.
It's kind of what they were. I felt like they were flirting with it for sure.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you're not the only one.
Good. That's good enough.
All right. Moving on to Scream 3. This is a controversial one.
It is. It
Now, I
is.
know your opinion on this because it is also the same opinion as mine. I don't get the hate for Scream 3. I mean,
Thank you.
I kind of understand where people come from, but I like Scream 3. I like Scream 3.
Yeah, man, I like Scream 3 a lot. I love the opening scene to this. Although it might not compete with the first and second one.
Mhm.
I really do enjoy this opening scene. Again, it sucks it had to be Cotton because I wanted more with his character. I thought they could have done more with
Yes.
him. But I just love the kill in general. Like when Ghostface is
Yeah.
kind of standing over him and it was like, you know, it was a simple game, Cotton. You should have told me where Sydney was. Like, oh man, that's just done so well. I like the voice changer in here, as corny as some people may think it is. But yeah, man, I enjoyed this movie a lot more. There are some things that I don't like about it. I don't like
Yeah.
the half brother aspect of it,
Right.
and a lot of that has to do with the reasoning behind, like him being the reason why Billy did what he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole motive part, like
Kind of
him.
takes away from Billy and
Yeah.
Stu.
So
Yeah.
that's my biggest problem with this. But that last battle scene and that room between those two were phenomenal. They were kicking the shit out of each other,
Right.
man. It was so good. Like, oh man, and
No, they were
again,
going at it. They were throwing
yeah,
haymakers at each other.
yeah. And Sydney again is fucking phenomenal in this movie,
Right.
man. So
Well, so in another version of the script, Angelina was supposed to be the other killer.
I heard.
And she was gonna be the student at Woodsboro High School as well that Sydney went to during that time. I kind of like that idea actually.
That's not a bad idea. I'll be honest with you, tipping my hand, that's my worst character.
Okay, okay,
Not a fan.
okay. Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know. Her
because at that
quirkiness.
point, I know, because at that point they didn't really do much with her to make her likable. So they didn't really
No,
make her likable. Yeah.
I agree, and they flirted with the idea of her being the other killer or one of the
Uh-huh.
killers, um, because I would say, like, as many times as I've rewatched that movie, it feels like that's what they're going for, is making her
Yeah.
one of the killers, and I could never figure out who the other killer was, because up until this point we've gotten at least two killers. This
Right.
was the first one,
Yeah.
and really the only
The only one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give props to Roman because he's only solo dolo act in this motherfucking franchise.
Yeah, I like Roman, and again, this movie has its problems where you got to suspend your belief a little bit. Like when he's laying in
Uh-huh.
the casket and Gail checks for his pulse. Like, Gail, what are you checking for? Like,
Yeah,
what you
I
doing?
saw that. Yes.
So I don't
Oh
know,
my
but
god.
I love this movie a lot more than most, man.
I do too.
Yeah, I think its rewatchability is
Yeah.
great. I like it a lot.
No, so I mean, as for the whole half brother thing, like I get that. But to kind of give its reasoning, it does follow that trilogy aspect where they do throw in some random shit like
Yeah,
that. As for Star Wars Return of the Jedi, they make Luke and Leia brother and sister. So they kind of follow that trilogy format. Um what else? Oh, and I also love the Hollywood setting for Scream 3.
me too.
I thought that added a great effect to it because I mean, I feel like there's so much history with Hollywood and so much
Yeah.
scary history, grimy history with Hollywood. So it just kind of fit for a good setting for this movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like the opening of the helicopters on the Hollywood sign, like
Uh-huh.
from the beginning, man. I
Yeah.
loved it. I love this movie, man.
Yeah. Fuck the Scream 3 haters.
Yeah, fuck them, man.
All right. So your least favorite was Angelina. Yes.
With a close tie with Kincaid.
Okay. So
Yeah.
my least favorite was Kincaid,
All right.
played by Patrick Dempsey.
Listen, man. This is probably like the highlight of our Screen 3, because we just did the Screen 3 on take one. This is my highlight of that show was talking about Kincaid.
Okay.
He does not
Let me hear it.
deserve Sidney Prescott. Like, it's
No.
just, come on now. There's no way. First of all, he's creepy in general. Like, gets
Yep.
all in her face and says,
Yes.
"My life." Like, I don't like the guy. He gets his ass kicked by Ghostface. Like, I don't know. I just not a fan, man. You know what? I'm taking Angelina back. I'm gonna go with Kincaid. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with Kincaid.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kincaid because I think the reason that I don't like Angelina is because they didn't really do much with her. Like, she was just like that awkward character off into the side.
Mm-hmm.
So her character kind of annoys me. Kincaid, I really just do not like. So I'm gonna go with Kincaid. Now that I'm talking about it out loud.
My life.
Oh,
Oh
man.
shit.
That's terrible. And he tries to test Dewey. And Dewey's like, "Is that a threat?"
Apparently he was casted for this role like a few days before production started.
Yeah, and what pisses me off the most is he ends up with her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
man.
how? Like how? Like why? Why?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh my god, Kincaid. He goes a little McDreamy on her.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
All right. Favorite character.
Who's your worst?
It was Kincaid. It was
Oh,
Kincaid.
Kincaid? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Man, my favorite character in this movie is probably going to be Jennifer.
Jennifer. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And a lot of, like, this is a movie where I feel like everybody, I'm not saying Sydney didn't shine in this movie because she does in every movie. Like, that's obviously.
But yeah, she's not really in it much until the second half.
Yeah, so I really love Jennifer. She comes off as annoying and stuck up at first, but like, it feels like she just really looks up to Gale Weathers and like really wants to be that other Gale Weathers. And I think that their dynamic in this movie is really good. I think even her dynamic with Dewey is really good. So I'm gonna go with Jennifer, man. I'm gonna go with her.
So, I mean, we have similar opinions on this movie. So my favorite character is Jennifer, because I think they really give Jennifer a good character arc in this one, which you don't see too much from the side characters usually in the Scream movies. Love the relationship that her and Gale start to have together.
Yeah.
Go into this little detective mode with each other.
I know. What are you, a reporter for Woodsboro High? Like,
Yeah. No, they played off really well with each other. What was that actress name? Is she in anything else that I would know?
Yeah. Man, it's gonna bother me, but she is. We were talking about it on the podcast.
But yeah, anyways, she was great. Okay, wait, did we go over
Parker Posey?
Parker Posey. Okay.
Yeah.
Parker Posey. We didn't go over kills yet, right? No.
We did not.
Okay. All right. Least favorite kill of Scream 3.
Man, that's a really good one. I'm gonna go with this might sound crazy. Again, it kind of plays into that Scream 2 factor, but I'm gonna go with Cotton, man.
Okay.
As much as I love the opening, I just felt like that was another premature kill, and they kind of wanted that wow factor in the beginning that they didn't really need. They could have done it with any other character.
Yeah.
Again, this is also a movie I'm not the biggest fan of the kills in. I don't think anything
it
like
is very
really
different.
Sticks out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would have to go with Roman.
Okay.
What about you?
So
I said Roman. I meant Cotton.
You Cotton. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go with I think his name is Steve, the bodyguard, Patrick Warburton.
Oh yeah.
I call him Joe Swanson because I'm a big Family Guy fan. So Joe Swanson. Just because like that dude's fucking huge.
He is. Yeah.
He's fucking huge, and I don't know. He died pretty easily. So
very easily.
Yeah. So just off the fact that is a big fucking guy and died pretty easily. And it's only Roman out here in these streets. So
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
He's working by himself, which
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Thinking about that, he deserves some more flowers for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do also want to say one of the worst parts about Scream 3 as well is going to be Gale Weathers' haircut in this one.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's. I feel like no matter what time of the year, if you Google or if you go on Twitter and you search Gale Weathers hair,
Yes.
somebody tweeted about it at least in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like it's yeah. I agree.
It sticks out so much. When I remember when I first watched Scream 3 and I was like, I don't know if she's wearing a like is this kind of a joke? Like what the fuck is this haircut?
It looked like it, man. It looked like
Right?
it.
What are these
That was
bangs,
tough. That
man?
was tough. She talks about it and jokes about it now, but man,
Yeah.
that's tough.
That was something else. All right. Any last opinions on Scream 3? Any other thoughts you want to get out there to the to the haters?
Best kills, best kills.
Oh,
Want to
that's
go
right.
over
That's
best
right.
kills?
Wow, we forgot that shit. I
No, it's
forgot
fine.
that shit.
No,
Jesus.
we hey, dude, we spent. I mean, trust me, I know.
It's
Trust
hard.
me.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with this franchise.
Yes. All right. Best kill. Who you got?
This is tough for me because I love the final battle scene where Cotton dies, and
Roman.
Roman. Damn, dude, what the fuck? I don't know why I keep getting those two mixed up. Man, yeah, where Roman dies, it's between Roman and my little Hollywood guy in the house that gets his body blown up.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Roman though.
Okay.
I don't know. As simple as it was, they just that goes more along with the entire scene. But I'm gonna go with Roman. The fact that Sydney kind of just stabbed him right in the chest. Again, I don't know how he got up and did what he did, but whatever.
You know,
Technically, Dewey killed him. So I'm gonna give the flowers
actually,
to Dewey.
yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna give the flowers to Dewey. I'm still gonna go with Roman, but due to Dewey.
Even though he kept shooting him
I
in
was
the
about to say
fucking
it took him a
body.
minute. It
Yeah.
took him a minute. Yeah.
Like head
So-
Dewey, like he
What?
wouldn't, like
What?
bro,
Head.
bro. Dewey cracks me up, man.
He does.
He really
yeah.
does.
I'm gonna go with Roman though. Just that whole ending sequence probably plays a bigger factor into the actual kill because he kind of just got shot in the head.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with him. And again, I think, man, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I just can't remember what his name is. Who got his body blown up? But
Oh yeah, I forget his name. He was such a minimal character.
He was just
yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Roman.
All right, that's a good choice. I kind of wanted to go. I wrote down Tyson, just because of like the whole pulling the rug from under him,
Yeah.
and his body just does this
Yeah.
backflip. I'm like, what the fuck? It was just so exaggerated, but I kind of liked that about it. And then once again, throwing him over the balcony. I think I just have a thing for when Ghostface throws people over the balcony.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. He's funny in this movie too, even though he doesn't get many lines. When he has his lines, he delivers.
No, yeah. There's like a decent amount of characters because in Scream 3, obviously, they're making Stab 3. And a lot of the characters that were playing, the characters in Scream for the Stab movie, I thought they were pretty good. And there was that one line, that other cop that works along Kincaid, he had a funny sense of humor because
he did.
He was like, "Do you really think that there would be any suspects, and for this movie set?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're filming a movie called Stab.
Yeah.
The victim was stabbed."
And man, he also has a funny part that ties in with one of my favorite lines of Tyson, even though Tyson doesn't have that many. When they're questioning Angelina about the mask, and he was like, that other detective was like, "You took the mask or you stole the mask?" And she was like, "I took it." And then the detective looks at Tyson, and Tyson's like, "Don't look at me. I ain't take shit."
Yeah, and Angelina did.
Yeah.
A little bitch. All right. So yeah, any last thoughts on Scream 3 for the Scream haters?
Stop hating. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
It's enjoyable. It's fun. I like it. Okay. Scream 4. Ooh, I feel like we're gonna have a lot to say on this one, but
yeah,
it's neither here or there. All right. So Scream 4, little over 10 years later, released in 2011. Obviously, I don't think people was expecting to keep getting these Scream movies, as they wanted to end this on a trilogy note, because those are the rules.
Yeah.
Very, very. I feel like I liked the idea for the Scream, but I just feel like it fell flat. And I just didn't really mesh with the characters in this one, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I think that's one of the. Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing that sticks out to me is for me, I wasn't a big fan of the killers in this
Uh-huh.
movie, and I was not a big fan of, I guess, really just the cast in general. Kind of how you kind of put it. Like I didn't
Yeah.
really feel connected to any of them. I thought outside of Jill, maybe like nobody was really kind of built up or anything like that. So,
Hmm.
although I really do enjoy Kirby,
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I just something about it. I just don't like, and I can't put my finger on exactly what
Right.
it is. And I don't know, like some of the kills, like I know you got to suspend your belief a little bit, but I don't know, like these next two movies, just some kills that took place and like who was the one doing the killing, it just did
Uh-huh.
not make sense to me. Like no time in the movie like does it ever seem like Jill is the killer, which I like.
Yeah.
Like it's probably one
Right.
of the most surprised I've been in a
Right.
Scream movie when it came to a Ghostface reveal, which they did
Yeah.
really good. But like as soon as like when Sydney tried to get away and Ghostface came around the corner and stabbed her in the stomach, I knew exactly who that was because the height of Ghostface. Like they did,
Right.
the camera angle was just not where it should have been. Like it was just a very very short Ghostface that I feel
Yeah.
like we didn't really see at all in the movie. So I don't know, a lot of things that I just did not like.
I mean, and it's weird too because Scream 4 has like pretty decent reviews compared to some of the other ones.
I
And
know.
I mean, it has a better views than Scream 3 on Letterboxd, Rotten Tomatoes, and IMDb,
Yikes!
unfortunately.
Yikes!
Yeah, man. I know. All right. Least favorite character of Scream 4.
Um, and that's a good one. I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of Sydney's publicist.
Okay.
But I would say probably the killer, or probably the character that annoys me the most, is going to be Deputy Judy.
Okay.
She's very annoying to me, and I
She
get
is.
that's probably how her character is written.
Yeah.
But to me, man, it's just tainting her. It's just tainting her
I
as
know.
an actor to me in this character, which is not fair to her because she probably played the part perfectly right. But when I look at her, I should be thinking Whitney Peppercorn from The Sandlot. I shouldn't be thinking Deputy Judy, and
Wait,
that's what I
hold
get.
up, hold up.
Yes, yes, you're gonna ask. Yes, and
No.
if I ruin that for you, I'm so sorry. But if I have to live with that, you have to live with that too.
Oh my. I mean, I'm glad I found out. That's like, no
Yeah, man.
way.
Yeah, they seem like two totally different people. Although Wendy didn't have that many lines in Sandlot, but yeah, man, I don't know. I'd probably have to
Wow.
go with Deputy Judy. She's just very annoying in this movie and like popping out in the shadows. Like I don't know, just
Oh
really
yeah, that
weird.
one scene in the hallway where she's coming out of the shadows. I'm
Yeah,
like, bro, what
yeah.
the hell you
Now
got going on
again,
here?
I don't know if they were kind of just following suit, like the past movies, trying to make it seem like this may be the
Yeah,
killer, or, like
yeah,
they did from the first one with the sheriff when he's putting out the cigarette with his
yeah.
boot. Like
But that was very subtle as well,
it
though.
was right. It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Deputy Judy in the shadows. It's creepy. Don't get me wrong, because she's creepy in general, but that's not going to strike like fear at me.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can see that for sure. She was a character. She was second on mine. She was second. Um, First for my least favorite character is going to be Trevor. Uh,
Very good pick. Very good pick. Can't even argue with you on that one.
the ex-boyfriend of Jill. I mean, what the fuck was his character? God
Dude, I
damn.
don't know. I don't know.
It
Every
was
time
just
he came on screen, I just rolled my eyes. Like when he showed up at the house at the end, I'm like, dude,
yeah.
I was hoping he was dead by now.
He was just annoying, man, and nothing about his lines just delivered. None of his lines delivered.
Yeah, I agree. Very good pick because I do not like that.
Yeah. All right. Favorite character.
Hmm. I'm probably gonna go with Dewey on this one.
Okay.
I think Dewey stands out really good in this movie. Again, he has his classic, um, you know, duel or debates with Gale like he does in every
Yeah.
movie, which is really
Yep. Yep.
good. But I just despite I feel like it's not a movie without Dewey getting his ass kicked some way or another. And obviously
He didn't in this one really. Or I mean, at the very end.
at
Never
the
mind. Never
very
mind.
end. So
Yeah.
he kind of held his own and he defended Gale to I guess to the best of his ability. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like Dewey in this movie. I thought that this was, I don't want to say his standout movie because obviously he was great in the others, but I really thought that this is a movie that he really shined. So I'm gonna go with Dewey.
Okay.
What about
I'm
you?
gonna go with Kirby. She is one of the few that I
I
really
love her.
enjoyed. Yeah. What? She's coming back in Scream 6, yeah?
She is, yes, with a
Yeah.
very
Okay.
terrible wig. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But because yeah, they were going over. I was watching Dead Meat, so I was watching those kill count videos. And obviously at the time, we all thought she was dead,
Yeah.
but no, she is not. And I mean, I'm glad because I loved her. I loved her personality in this one. And like you said, actually, now that you said that earlier about Sidney Prescott and short hair, usually,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
usually that kind of hairstyle I would not vibe with, but she rocks it.
Man, I'm a big fan of Hayden Panettiere. Always have been.
Yeah.
And that's come on, that's outside of her looks. I've always thought
Right.
she's been really good in the roles that she's been in, and maybe she's one of those actors to me that deserves some more recognition, and to
Hmm.
be in bigger roles. Kind of reminds me of Brittany Snow. I know Brittany Snow was just recently in X. Like
Hmm.
I always used to get those two mixed up for the longest time. Um, but yeah, I totally agree with that, man. Kirby's awesome, and I'm glad
She
they're bringing
is.
her back in
Me too.
6.
Wait, she was the little girl in Remember the Titans, wasn't she?
She was. She
Oh
was.
my God, that
Yep.
makes it even better because
I
I
know, right?
fucking love that movie.
Me too. Me
Oh
too.
my
That's
God.
yeah, that's a real good movie, man. I might have to I've always wanted to do a top 10 sports movies.
Yeah.
I might have to bring you on for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll have to get that
Yeah.
because I know. Yeah, we're big sports guys.
Yeah, man, and that's a hell of a movie.
It really
So,
is. It really is. I fucking love that movie.
but it's crazy how fast time flies by
Hmm.
because that movie wasn't released that long ago. One of the ones that shocks me the most, do you remember it wasn't like the best movie, but that football movie that The Rock played in?
The Gridiron Gang.
No, not that one. That's a
Oh.
phenomenal movie, but it was a Disney movie. It was
Oh. The game plan. The game plan.
yeah, yeah. Not the
Yeah.
best movie of all time, but
Right.
that his daughter, that little girl, have you seen her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, she's all over. Like she pops up on my Facebook in like lingerie all the time. I'm like, first off, why is this popping up on my Facebook? But then I'm like,
On Facebook
there's.
of all places.
But then I'm just like, there's no way, man. And I just go
I
back
know.
and like, man, time's just flying by, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
It is
crazy.
crazy. It is crazy. Yeah. I don't know where the fuck time goes. Like for real.
Dude. It's crazy.
Okay. Where are we at? Least favorite kill of Scream 4.
Well, I was gonna say for the longest time it was Kirby's, but being that she's not dead, and the only reason I say that is because I loved her character, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't like the way that she went out,
Uh-huh.
especially when she
I
got
didn't like the reasoning for
yeah
why she went out.
me either. Like, come on, man, she was just in the living room with you, about to make out with you, man. Come on, not everything happens at your own pace, my guy.
Come on.
Um,
I
but
mean, what?
anyways,
You just noticed me 4 years? 4 years it took you to
yeah,
notice me?
like damn, 4 years is
God
not that long, my
damn.
man.
Especially in high school, man. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess a kill that seemed kind of corny to me was Jill's mom getting stabbed through the mail thing in the back.
Okay.
I didn't really care for that kill. I mean, I could pick a bunch of different ones. I just really didn't like.
Yeah.
I can go with the opening, but that has more to do with how I think this is the worst opening of all the Scream movies.
Okay.
If not one of the worst openings to any film. No offense, but
Whoa.
yeah. Dude, it's just, I'm sorry, man. Like, you can only be faked out, but so much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just thought they went too overboard.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
don't. It's just it was just a lot for me.
It
I did
was a
not like
lot.
that.
It was
So
a lot.
I won't pick that. I won't pick the opening. I'll go with Jill's mom.
Okay. Which yeah, Jill's mom kind of a random ass character too, and
Very random.
yeah,
So when she died, I was like, okay, like
yeah.
you know,
uh, Again, yeah, I think this Scream was full of, I would say, my least favorite kills of the franchise. A choice I could go with would be the first cop that we see die. You know, the cop duo between Anthony Anderson and his other partner.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I mean, it's just a very simple kill. Like, there's nothing really special about it.
yeah.
Anthony Anderson's, however, though,
Fuck Michael Jackson.
man, again, fuck. I feel like they kill off the funniest characters.
They do. They
Fuck.
do.
So yeah, I'll go with his partner. Okay. So leading to what you think the best kill is though.
For me, I am going to go with. Man, I forgot her name.
Ooh.
Is it Rachel?
So what scene are you talking about?
The bedroom scene across the
Yep.
street.
Okay. That's
Do
actually
you
my
know her
best
name?
kill too. Yeah, Olivia.
Olivia. Okay.
Olivia. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
That
God,
was
man,
mine too.
come on. I love the whole setup of Ghost. I didn't say your closet. And then, man, it's just, and then like when Sydney goes over there
Yeah.
and that room, and then her
Mhm.
guts laying out of her stomach
Mhm.
on the bed, bro. Oh my God.
Definitely one of the most gruesome of the
Yeah.
franchise. Like I feel like Scream 4 in general didn't really have, I don't know. I mean, maybe too many gruesome kills, but
Yeah.
that one, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, they did not hold back on that one.
No.
So yeah, I mean that was an easy one for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. Um, because not to mention, I feel like it reminded me too. I mean, really random, but it also reminded me of did you ever watch Dexter? Okay.
Yep, yep.
And remember, yeah, the flashbacks when he was a kid and he was just in that hotel room
Yeah,
on that bloody floor. Yeah, yeah,
yep,
yeah. Yeah.
I do.
Or yeah, was that a flashback? I don't know. Oh no, he walked into that hotel room in that one season, and it was giving him like PTSD. Um,
Oh yeah. Yep, you're right.
yeah. So that kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, just a very, very bloody scene.
I agree.
All right. Any other thoughts on Scream 4? I'm sure we'll come back around to some things too, but
Yeah. Not really, man. It's just a
okay.
movie that I still watch, and it just for some reason it doesn't hit with me.
No, me neither. Did you notice whenever there's a scene with like street lights or like a very lit up scene, it has this very glossy film over it. That's just
Yeah, I didn't
like
think the cinematography was there.
no, it kind of felt like one of those horror movies that kind of gets made for TV.
I agree. That's like a perfect. Honestly, that's like a perfect way to put it.
Yeah. I don't know, just had that feeling to it, like that cheaper feel to it. Because I feel like with the first three films, they felt pretty cinematic.
I agree. Like there's like I can always go to those movies and pick out at least two or three scenes that like from a
Yeah.
cinematic standpoint that really stick out that I
Hmm.
enjoy. So no, I agree with that 100%.
All right. Scream 5. Well, technically titled Scream.
Scream.
But yeah.
Even though this one's, Scream 2026 or
Hey, yeah.
Scream 6.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that where they're like, oh, okay, let's name Scream 5 just Scream. But then the next one, yeah, we're gonna go back to the formula and just go Scream 6. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I did rewatch this one, obviously recently. And I kind of enjoyed it more the second time around, I'm not gonna lie. Just because I thought they introduced a lot of likable characters. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Scream 5?
Not a fan.
No.
I'm
Oh.
not. I know. So this man, I think
Oh
the
wait, you
biggest
know what? I think I saw your letterbox rating. It was like two and a half, two
yeah.
and a half stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of reasons, man.
Okay.
Again, I just for some reason I just don't really connect with this cast.
Okay.
There's just not a character that I feel like that I really connect to.
Hmm.
I don't. What's the girl's name who's the main character in this? Is it
Sam.
Sam? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't connect with her very well. Like And
Mhm.
I'm not trying to like throw shade at her. I'm not saying she's a terrible actor, but I just feel like this
No,
film would
she's
have
a good
worked
actor.
a lot better if Jenna Ortega was the main character. I
Okay.
don't know if that's just me like really nitpicking, but I just love her as an actor, man. And
Uh-huh.
I feel like one, we didn't get enough of her in this movie,
Uh-huh.
but and looking ahead, I think we get a lot more of her in this upcoming movie. So
Especially with what she has shown us the last year
yeah.
with her horror movies and with Wednesday. So I do think we will get a lot more of her for sure.
Yeah, so I don't want to like pin the movie down too much on that because I definitely think they're going to make up for it. Um, but I just didn't really connect with the characters. They're likable. Like I don't think
Right.
there's that many characters that I just really dislike, but I just didn't connect with them. So whenever they kind of died off, I didn't feel any of them. There was
Hmm.
one that I felt, and that was Dewey's death.
Uh-huh.
Not a fan.
Mm.
Not a fan. And I mentioned it when I talked about Screen 2. It kind of takes that effect. I didn't mind that you decided to kill off Dewey. Like,
Uh-huh.
let's be honest, going into this movie, I knew they were going to kill off one of the legacy characters.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I would have bet probably a year's worth of money on Dewey. Because
Okay.
when I sit back and think about it, they're not going to kill Sydney off. Gail, maybe, but if you're trying to make a comeback or a splash, and this is
Uh-huh.
no disrespect to Gail, but is she really going to have like that effect? Is her death really going to have that big of
Right.
an effect? Probably not as much as somebody like Dewey would,
Yeah.
who is mostly widely loved by
Mhm.
everybody, right? And again, if you want to kill him off, that's fine. But I go back to the Randy thing. What did he die for? He didn't
Yeah.
die, one, in the end where he's trying to save Gail or trying to save Sydney, which is something he's kind of done his
Yeah,
entire
Gale
life.
gets his fucking ass killed.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then not only that, like that's a good way to look at it. Like I didn't even think about that.
Bro, right?
Like, first off, like, listen,
Like, why are you calling his ass anyways? Let the man, like, come
yes.
on.
And I know Dewey is goofy, but man, going back in there, I don't like it the way it was written. I think
Okay.
his death is cool. Like I love the double-sided
Yeah.
knife to the thing, but
Uh-huh.
then again, this is probably me overthinking things. One, because it's Dewey, but could Jill really do that to Dewey?
Right.
I do not believe that. Again, you got to suspend your belief a little bit.
You mean now it's Amber.
Amber. Sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Still
You're
thinking
good,
of
you're
Scream
All right.
4. But yeah, Amber. Like, could she really do that? And I just do
Right.
not think that. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I just was not a fan of it. I didn't. Dewey's one of my favorites, man. And for him to go out the way that he did for no reason at all, I just think it could have been written better. And then one of the things that I don't like, this is fucking Dewey. And then like Gail and Sydney, especially Gail, they cry about it for 3 minutes and then move on. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Man. That's just not a bit, man. I don't know. I have a lot of gripes with this movie. And I think one last thing is I remember watching the preview or that week heading into the release of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And man, my expectations just went through the roof because the reviews that were coming out of this movie were fucking phenomenal. And like
They were pretty good.
horror movies just don't get that. And like I'm
No.
talking about people that I really like I admire their reviews. So when I went into it, I was just thinking
Yeah.
like this was going to be like the best thing ever. And maybe
Especially this many sequels deep.
yes, and then like maybe my expectations were too high. Like one of the things that I feel like everybody was saying was that it was the goriest and that Ghostface was darker than ever. I have to be honest with you. I don't think this Ghostface was that dark.
No, I agree 100%.
Now again, one of the things that they took out of this movie was Ghostface being more clumsy. Like I don't remember this Ghostface like tripping over a piece of lint on the floor or anything like
Yeah.
that. So, and not to jump ahead, but one of the things like in this new trailer that we get for Scream 6, Ghostface is like, I'm something like you've never seen
Right.
before. And it makes me roll my eyes, but like based off of the trailer, this Ghostface looks meaner, darker, and I hope that's what we get. But again, that was one of the things coming out of Scream 5 that everybody was kind of talking about, and I walked out of there just kind of disappointed, if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
Yeah. I'm trying to think when I saw it, I didn't have really too many expectations. And I wasn't really on Damn, was it a year? Yeah, a year ago. So I wasn't really too big on people I was following, or I wasn't on Letterbox yet. But being on Letterbox now and looking at some of the big accounts and movie reviews that I really look forward to seeing. Yeah, a lot of people have this one ranked pretty like 3.5 or 4 stars. I'm like,
They do. Now
really?
listen, I'll say this: like, uh, this movie has its fan base, and just
Hmm.
like the movie we talked about, Scream 4 has its fan base.
Yeah, they
Like,
all they all have their fan base.
yeah, so there's a lot of people that have the last two movies we talked about pretty high.
Yeah.
But I'll shut up now because one, I'm running out of breath, and two, I need to ask you what was your opinion? I know you said you rewatched it. How you
Okay.
feeling?
So after rewatching it, I do like the characters. That it does. I think they give us likable characters. This is my favorite Dewey movie. And I say that because now I know he doesn't make it through, and it sucks, but I feel like this was the most genuine him and Gail's relationship felt. Like I could just really feel it in this one. Um and he was funny too, like when they were on the couch, they were all in that group discussion and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, well maybe you're the killer." Cuz that shit cut deep.
Yeah. No, 100%. That
So
he had it. He was good.
he
I
was.
enjoyed the legacy characters in this movie.
Yeah, I did.
I'm just not the biggest fan of how they were handled,
Okay.
personally.
Another thing that I think holds us down to, now I will say I do like that the character's name is Sam, so we get Sam Loomis in reference to Dr.
Yeah,
Sam Loomis in Halloween. But one thing I don't like is the hallucinations of Billy Loomis.
I hate that. And
Yeah.
really, just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, Sam Loomis, right?
Yep.
Like that. Yeah. Well, you know her last name in this movie, right? Sam's last name,
Oh.
Carpenter.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Sam
there's all
Carpenter.
kinds of Halloween ties in
Yes.
this, and
Yes.
I know we eat that up.
Yes. Absolutely. But yeah, I was not a fan of the hallucinations, and I remember there was this one scene where um they were Sam was driving in the car and she's hallucinating Billy in the back seat, and he's like, "Oh, when is it going to be time for you to accept who you truly are?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, she didn't even know you." Like, what?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I feel like that whole him being a father came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I don't. That was another one of my problems with the movie. For one, I didn't like the way that he looked. I know they CGI'd his face some,
Uh-huh.
but I'll be honest with you. Like when I was in the movie theater, I thought they just found somebody that literally looked very close to
Really?
him and they just CGI'd him up until I saw that Skeet posted it on his Instagram. I was like,
Uh-huh.
no fucking way. Cause my sister's a big fan of Skeet and she was
Uh-huh.
like, is that him? I'm like, no, that's somebody that looks like him. And I get home and saw that he posted it a few days later. I'm like, oh no shit. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? So
Yeah.
I didn't think they did a good job on the CGI either.
No, I was not a huge fan of having Billy return, at least in that aspect and the way they did it, you know? Okay, time to go over now that we've ranted about that. Time to go over the kills for this one. Favorite characters, least favorite. Okay, let's start with your favorite kill for the Scream.
Um, man, this is tough because I think the best kill is Dewey's kill. Like from an
Mhm.
actual kill. I don't
Mhm.
like the kill, but if I'm
Mhm.
being honest of how like the kill is, the double-sided knife to the torso, like
Yep.
man, that was I don't know, man, like that was a hell of a way to go out. Like, and
Yeah.
I've mentioned this to people before, like I don't mind the kill itself. It's just the way that it was kind of played out I didn't enjoy. But if I'm being honest, like putting all personal like beliefs to the side of if he should have died or not, actual best kill, I'd have to go with that. You could say Amber, but that's another reason I don't like this movie because I just thought it was corny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you said that because I literally wrote down, unfortunately, Dewey for the best kill. Um, because yeah, I don't like that he did die, but like you said, the way he died with the double-sided stab to him and just carving up, and like also because I felt that kill the most, I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, no, I know.
So yeah, so just based off of like feeling that emotionally. Um, Amber was also I wrote that down only because of one reason though. So Amber, the girl who plays Amber, what's her name? Mikey Madison. She is always dying by catching on fire in her movies. And I say that because in Scream 5, she does die from catching on fire from the gas stove. And then she also died years later in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she plays
Hmm.
one of the Manson girls. She catches fucking Leo DiCaprio, who plays Rick Dalton. She catches that flamethrower, bro. She gets fucking cooked.
Yeah.
She's
No,
always
yeah.
getting cooked.
You're right, dude. That's a hell of a way to look at it. Yeah.
I feel like now every movie she's in, if her character's gonna die, she needs to catch on fire every time now.
Has to be. That's and again, just jumping at that's my worst. Just because of the way it played out. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It reminded me of like Halloween Kills where the girl shoots herself in the face. Like, that's a little much. Like that's a little it's
Right.
funny, like don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like Amber hitting her like getting punched or whatever happened and she like turns around and her head hits the
Hmm.
stove and she catches fire. And I say that's just not a big fan of that. But I don't mind a lot of the kills in this movie actually. So I would probably go with her as my worst.
Okay.
Though.
For my least favorite kill, I'm gonna go with Vince, who I guess was Stu Macher's nephew.
Oh man.
I mean, it was just really random. So I don't know. There
No,
wasn't much to that kill. I
I
will
understand.
say, I will say what I do like about that scene is that they play Red Right Hand on the car
Yeah,
radio, which Scream 4, another reason why I actually don't like Scream 4, is the only one that doesn't play some variation of Red Right Hand.
it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. You're
And I'm
right.
like, bro,
I'm
that's
wondering.
that's a part of the Scream franchise.
I know, but with no Dewey no more, I wonder if we'll get it in this one.
Ah, shit.
I don't
I
know,
really hope
man.
so. I
I
hope so
know
because
it fits, man.
it fits. Like I know that's the intro to Peaky Blinders, and I'm sure there's so many people that think of Peaky Blinders when they hear that song. But there's two movies I always thought of first. I always thought of the Scream movies, and I always thought of Dumb and Dumber. Like
Oh
those were the
yeah,
things.
yeah,
Those were the ones I saw first. So
yeah,
sorry Peaky Blinder, but that's the Scream song.
yeah. I got to take the back seat on that one.
Yeah. Okay. So least favorite kill. Okay, we went over that. Went over best kills. Now, yeah, yeah. And then okay, favorite character.
Outside of Dewey, I'm gonna go Mindy actually.
Okay.
I love her character. It's probably the one of the only new characters that, as of right now, I feel like really attached to and that I really like.
Okay.
I just love how funny she is. I think she's a great actor, and I don't know, her character is one of the ones that hits with me. And there's not many in this movie that do that, so I'm gonna go with
Right.
Mindy.
Okay. Um, I got to go with Dewey. Like I said earlier, I just really felt the relationship with him and Gail in this movie. Knowing that they had just kind of been through so much, and I just thought, honestly, I just thought David Arquette's acting was really good in this one. I thought he was funny in it too. Trying to think of other like characters that I really enjoyed outside of Dewey. I don't know. Like you said, I did enjoy the OG characters in this one.
Yeah, yeah, no, I do too. It's just I don't like the way they were written, man. I don't like
Right,
nothing.
right.
Like, I understand like they're trying to, I guess, move away from that, and
Hmm.
I get that. So I knew going into this, their screen time wasn't going to be that much. I
Right.
figured the most screen time we would get would be Dewey, and
Yeah.
of course that's what we got. But of course, that ended.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
it did. All right. Least favorite character.
Amber.
Amber.
Yeah, I just even from the jump, man. Like I don't know. I don't like her character. She comes off as super annoying, and then in the end, when she fucking says Dewey died like a pussy, man. I don't, man. As much as I hated that kill, she got what
That's
she deserved.
personal beef.
Yeah,
Personal beef there.
you don't say shit like that. So I'm gonna go with Amber, man. That's just her character just annoyed me in general. And
Okay.
even though I don't like Sam as being the main character, I don't think she was like terrible as an actor.
Okay. So, you know what kind of annoys me about the killers in Scream 4 and Scream 5 is that, as we know, there's usually always two killers, but they always make the killers in some weird relationship, like, a boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. And I'm like,
Yeah,
Why? Why? Because you could
yeah,
talk. I don't know. It's just
that
really
just
out
didn't
of
make
left
sense.
field. Yeah. It's just really out of left field. Um, the least favorite characters for me. So I do have Wes Hicks, who is the son of Judy Hicks. Now, I will say that's kind of a personal vendetta against that actor only because of 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, I know.
I can't fucking take that show. But outside of that personal vendetta, I will say Richie, the other killer. I didn't really like him. I don't know.
Yeah, not a big fan of his either.
Not a big
Like,
fan.
yeah, I don't know, man. I watched this movie recently, and I'm trying to like it more and more. I
Okay.
can't, man. I can't.
Okay. Okay.
It's probably the one that I dislike the most, and
Okay.
that's jumping into the rankings. But
All right.
I mean, I guess if you're already this far listening, and you can kind of
Yeah.
just tell in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
voice,
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's
Exactly. I
just
mean,
not there for me.
we got shit to say, you know?
Yeah, I know. I love it, dude. Listen, I can go another 3 hours if you got it.
Right? For real. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of Jack Quaid as Richie. And I love Jack Quaid in The Boys, but
Yeah,
I think it all goes back to, like you were saying, just how the characters were written out in this one. And I know I've said, for the most part, I do enjoy the newer characters, but yeah, I don't. Richie just seemed, I don't know, the whole coming off as like so nice, like his character in The Boys, basically, like just a nice guy, a pussy,
yeah.
and then he's the killer. I was just like,
Uh, oh no, it's Ghostface.
yeah, and
I don't know. I just not
and
a
then I was
fan.
supposed to believe that he was the menacing killer this whole time. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I felt like this movie was kind of predictable in a
Yeah,
sense. Once I kind of heard that they were gonna kind of go back to its roots of the
right,
first movie, I don't know. I just kind of figured that somebody's boyfriend would be involved.
right.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I just kind
Cause
of knew.
yeah,
And plus him, like as an actor, I just knew it kind of just made sense for them to do that.
yeah,
It's just his character just didn't hit with me, along with Amber. Like,
no,
man,
no.
you cannot sit here and tell me Amber killed Dewey. Like that really irks my nerves. I'm sorry.
Because even though you could say it was probably the most predictable was the first screen because we did spend a lot of time with Billy and Stu,
All right.
but it was also very believable. Like, they revealed themselves as a
Yeah.
killer, even though it was like, first time watching it, it's just like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
you could believe it too. You could
No,
believe it.
100%. And I think that one of the reasons the first film like really really worked with those characters is because I never really thought it was Stu.
Right.
They never really like kind of focused in that area, but let's be honest, they focused hard with Billy.
Right. Yeah.
But they also did a lot of things in that movie where they took the heat off of Billy, whether it
right.
was his phone record being cleared,
Oh, a lot. A
whether
lot
it
of
was
heat.
in that ending where he got stabbed.
Yeah.
So like there was a lot of heat that was taken off of him as
Yeah.
well. So I would love that. And one of the things that I do, like, I'm not trying to shit on five, but one of the things that I do really enjoy about this movie, I like the aspect of them going back to Stu Macher's house.
Okay.
I really like
I
that.
do too. I really do too.
Personally, I kind of would have liked to have that saved for this seventh film that we all know is coming, like for some type of big final showdown. I would love for Sydney to be in seven, and there be some type of showdown in this last seventh movie in Stu
Yeah.
Macher's house. Like I would have loved that, but I'm glad they brought it back. And I'll say this: I'm a big person. I told you in the beginning where like I love to go and visit where movies and films were shot or whatever.
Did you visit there?
No, but I want to.
Okay.
And there's this guy who runs it's called Screen Tours.
Yeah.
It's on Instagram where you can go and visit the house. And I really want to go visit the house because one, it's super iconic. Two, everything's kind of set up the same. And three, you know how in the first one where like Ghostface kind of stabs through the doors and all of that? All of those stab and chip marks are still there. So
No
that would just be
way.
cool. Yeah, that would just be so cool to go and see in person. Like I geek out over stuff like that. So
Oh no, absolutely. It's funny you said that too because it was just recently where I saw a video on YouTube of a channel that got invited to, come out and stay at that house and
yeah, man.
it's crazy like that's it's one of the greatest horror settings. Like
It
one of the greatest
is.
horror settings.
It is. I think this may be his last year doing it, and I will kick myself in the ass if I don't go and see this.
Damn. Okay, yeah, you gotta go. Take
Yeah,
pics. Send
man.
me send me the pics.
Yeah, man. I will. I will. I'll
Fucking
FaceTime you.
yeah. Stu Macher, bro. I fucking love Stu.
Me too,
Do you
man.
think he'll come back for Scream 6?
I know a lot of people are against it. I'm not against it.
I'm
I'll
not
say
completely against it either.
I'll say this. One, it would have to make logical sense. Like I
Yeah,
don't want something to be just thrown off the wall. You're just bringing him back to bring him back. And
right.
then two, I would like for him to be in a perfect world for me, as corny as this may be and may not work because you got to really make it work. I would love for Stu Macher and Sidney Prescott to have a final showdown.
Mm,
I would really like that.
that would be fun.
But I don't know, man. I know somebody makes a cameo in this movie. That's the rumor going around. I just don't
Yep.
know who it is. Listen, man. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Please stay off Twitter, man. Please.
Really?
I don't know if you know, but like there's people going around, like there's a video leak of who the killer is.
No.
And there's so many people going around that are commenting on content creators' videos of who that killer is.
That's fucked up.
Dude, that is fucked up as
That's
shit.
fucked
Like,
up.
if you want to know, take that shit in your DMs or something. But like, yeah, man. So like, I've like kind of stopped hashtagging stuff on Twitter and kind of laid off of Twitter because I do not want. I've done a really good job of avoiding that. So
That's fucked up, man. Because I feel like we still got a decent amount to go. We still have 2 weeks.
we got 2 weeks, man. So that's a long time. So I've kind of laid off of Twitter and kind of stuck to TikTok, and
Damn,
that's about
that's
it.
fucked
So.
up. I feel like
Yeah.
that's always that's got to be like the worst spoiler. Besides any Marvel spoiler, I feel like that spoiler is even worse. Knowing who the killer is in a Scream movie, because
Yeah, it
that's
is.
literally the whole point of the movie.
I agree. Are we going to talk about like what we want in this new movie, or because if
And if
not,
you want,
I just want to say this. Like, I kind of want something to be different.
Okay.
Because again, it sounded like I shit over 5, and I kind of did. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I would love for them to do something different in this movie. I've already said that the trailers look promising. Like Ghostface does look meaner. I mean, taking a shotgun from somebody and blowing
Yep.
their head off. I know a lot of people don't like that, but
I
for
like
me.
it.
I don't care. It's not like that's his weapon of choice. He took it from somebody and
Right,
used
right.
it onto them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still going with the classic knife. But he just, man, it just looks darker. And for me
does.
personally, I would love for them to switch some things up. And if I could have it in a perfect world, whether it's 1 or 2 killers, I would like for them to get away in this movie and us not know.
Yeah.
That might piss some people off because that's definitely, I guess, breaking the Scream rules.
You know what's funny?
But I would like
yeah,
that.
rewatching this whole marathon, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I want there to be one movie where maybe we do find out who the killer is, but they get away this time. Their plan actually works.
I
You know?
agree. No, I agree, dude.
Sometime-
I agree. I was talking to my mic was muted. My bad.
You're good.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Just something different would be nice. I mean, because let's be honest, there's a very high chance that they're doing a 7th movie. Like it's almost guaranteed.
Right.
So
I don't know. Maybe we do get that this movie.
I would
Maybe.
like it, man. Just something different. I would like it.
No, this movie, after watching the trailers that they have released, it does feel different because I've stated before, I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies taking place in New York. I feel like it's kind of very hard to pull that off because
Yeah.
New York is such a populated, bright city. So you really, really have to go hard with it and know how to
Yeah.
pull off all these horror aspects.
And I also think one of the things that's working in their favor that I think it looks like they correctly written in is it does look like it's taking place around Halloween when other people are dressed up.
Right.
So maybe that, maybe that works.
Right.
But we'll see. Like I've been trying to avoid as much as I can. Like I know for every
Yeah.
movie that comes out, there's a bunch of new TV spots out there that are showing a bunch of new
Yeah.
clips. I haven't watched them. I've
I
only seen
haven't
the
seen
two
any TV spots,
trailers.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't seen any TV spots. Because I also love the way Ghostface mask looks. Just looks grimy, which I feel
Dude,
like fits New
yes.
York. Yeah,
And
I
there's
feel
a
like a
lot of
lot. I feel like I've seen people hate on it.
well, fuck them.
Yeah, like what? What's wrong with a grimy looking mask?
No,
Like, I
I
mean, we've
know.
seen the same mask the whole time. Like, it's okay for it to look a little different. Look what they've done with the Michael Myers mask.
I think a lot of the people that have a problem with it is they feel like they're copying Halloween Kills and Halloween
Mm,
18, which I don't see it that way. Like I like it like this. I
no.
guess my biggest question that I have, which is good, because like when you watch trailers, you want your audience, one, to be intrigued, and two, to ask
Yeah.
questions. We also see Sam have that same grimy mask in her purse.
Right.
So it's like, how does Ghostface get that? Or how does
Right.
this work? But we also see the shrine of all the Ghostface
Hmm.
costumes as well, which I really love. So does somebody break
Yes.
in and grab them, and that's why the masks are grimy? Like, what is it? Like, so that's
Yes.
I think they've done a really good job with their marketing with this movie.
Yeah, no, like I'm a sucker for those little horror Easter eggs of the past Scream movie. So when we saw
Me
that
too.
shrine ruin in the trailer, I was like, oh, this is fucking great.
Oh, and I looked down to my left and I saw Stu's red robe. I was like,
Yes,
oh man.
fucking Stu.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I think my expectations are a little higher for Scream 6 than they were for Scream 5. Um, I mean, I pray to God like I don't get disappointed. I don't know. I think I'll enjoy it more than Scream 5. I really do.
I think so too. For me, I think I'll enjoy it a lot more as well.
Yeah. All right. So now time to rank the whole franchise. I mean, 5 movies, so not that many. But yeah, so first I'll go over the scores that these movies have gotten and see what the critics think that this franchise is ranked. So first Scream 96 has a 7.4 on IMDb, 80% Rotten Tomatoes, and 4.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Pretty solid, but honestly,
Too
that's
low.
a too low. Goated
Too
movie.
low.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Come on now.
Come on. That is bro, that changed the game. I don't know why. Because you see all these other horror movies that change the game, like, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, all those have
Yeah.
amazingly high scores. Like,
I agree.
bro,
I would
Scream did that
say
too.
out of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scream, Scream's my favorite one.
Okay. And then Scream 2, 6.3 on IMDb, 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, so a little higher.
Yeah.
And then 3.4 out of 5 on Letterbox. It's kind of shocking. The Rotten Tomatoes kind of shocked me. And I mean it's a great
Yeah.
sequel, but damn. Scream 3, 5.6 on IMDb, 41% Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes, and 2.9 out of 5 on Letterbox. So
Yeah. Not the outlook that we have for that
right,
movie.
right. It's very clear uh to see what the audience thinks of Scream 3. Scream 4, 6.2 on IMDb, 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.4 out of 5 on Letterbox, and then Scream 5, 6.3 on IMDb, 76% Rotten Tomatoes, which is the highest in Scream 2, and again, 3.4 out of 5 on Letterbox. So I mean, for the most part, the ratings are pretty damn consistent. You know,
Yeah. And
maybe they're not as high as we would put it, but
yeah, and I think, man, again, just going back to overall, I just think it's the best overall horror franchise out there as far as
mhm,
installments. Now,
yeah,
again, they only have 5, about to be 6, so it doesn't have all the installments that
right.
Halloween has, or Nightmare on Elm Street, or
Mhm,
Friday the 13th. But
mhm,
um, the ones that I just named, like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, there are about 2 or 3 movies in each that I really love, and then the
yeah,
others I just not a fan of.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, there's about 2 movies that I really like. Actually, 3. I really enjoyed the first one,
Uh-huh.
Dream Warriors,
Okay.
and this might be a hot take, but I enjoy Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
I don't know. Is that a hot take? 'Cause I fucking love that one.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I just feel like some people say that it's weird or whatever, but like
Wow.
that just goes back and this kind of again, this Wes Craven Scream, Wes
Yeah.
Craven. Like, let's be honest. Outside after Dream Warriors, I personally think Nightmare on Elm Street is those movies 4, 5, 6.
The
They're just
trash.
garbage, they're
Yeah.
trash. And then that franchise was dead. Wes Craven was asked to come back in, and he put a new twist on that franchise that, for me,
Yes.
really, really worked.
And I mean,
So
that was the first
man,
crack at being meta too.
exactly, exactly. So I don't know, man, but yeah, I totally agree, totally
No,
agree
yeah,
with that take.
because yeah, no, Wes Craven's New Nightmare is my second favorite one of that franchise.
Love that, love that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I don't know why people hate on that one.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. So here we go. Time to rank the screams. What do you got for your franchise?
All right, so I'm gonna make it simple.
Okay.
This might be like super basic, but my ranking is all in order.
Yep. Okay.
All in order. So obviously the first Scream 96, goated. Scream 2, for every reason that we talked about, I think it's a hell of a sequel.
Hmm.
Scream 3, I enjoy. We both enjoy a lot more than most people. Scream 4, I just did not really care for. And then the new Scream, I really kind of dislike. So,
Which could be a hot take,
and
but
I will, and yeah, I think that is a hot take because I feel like the majority of people really like that movie.
yeah.
And I'll say this, like the more I've watched that new installment, I go back and watch Scream 4. There's some things that I appreciate about Scream 4.
Okay.
And it kind of reminds me of like I'm not like I like Halloween Kills a lot more than most people, but is it like the
Uh-huh.
greatest movie ever? No. But like when I watch Halloween Ends and then I go back and watch Kills, or you know what? I explained this to my friend. I'm not the biggest Rob Zombie fan of
Right,
the
right.
Halloween movies, but like after I watch Ends, I went back and watched the first Rob Zombie movie. There are elements of that movie that I just honestly I really appreciate a lot
Yeah.
more now. You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah,
that kind of falls victim to the new Scream 5
Okay.
compared to Scream 4. I think I kind of take that into effect as well.
It's funny you brought that up because I know Halloween Kills wasn't the biggest hit among the Halloween fans. I mean, personally, I kind of enjoyed it just because of the kills. I thought the
Me too.
story it took weird turns.
But
But
but see, I don't know how you went into that movie, but I went into that movie thinking that we were just gonna get Michael to go psycho. Like
right,
that was a Michael Myers movie, and that's what we
yes,
got. Was the
yes,
storyline kind of corny? Yes, but I went into
right,
it expecting that, so
right.
that's why I enjoyed it a lot more.
And then after watching Halloween Ends, literally made me like Halloween Kills even more
Yeah,
because Halloween Ends was so bad.
yeah, I know, man. That's yeah, no, but yeah. So I'm glad you said that because you know I've seen myself do that with a lot of movies here recently.
Hmm. All right. So my ranking of the franchise, originally before this marathon, I kind of actually did have the same ranking as you, where it was just right in the orders that they were released. But after rewatching, so number one, obviously I do have the first Scream. Number two, gonna be Scream 2. Again, I think is an amazing sequel because horror movies, they notoriously have bad sequels. And I thought this definitely lived up to its predecessor. Scream 3, hot take, is my number 3. I mean, I know we're on the same page with this, but I mean, come on, man. It's still got all those
Yeah,
OG characters, original feel to it. It's that original trilogy is just it's very cinematic to me.
it is. It really is.
At number 4, I do have Scream 5. I did enjoy it more upon my rewatch. I didn't really know how I felt about it that first time I watched it in theaters. But after rewatch, I don't know. I had fun with it. And then coming in at last place, I do have Scream 4. Uh, I think this movie,
Hey,
I mean,
you're gonna
like
get no arguments from me, man.
right. I mean, like I said, I feel like it felt like it was a horror movie made for TV. It just felt
Yeah,
cheaper than the other ones, not as cinematic as the other Screams. And then that goes back to like that weird glossy film that it has on these brightly lit scenes. I don't know.
yeah.
All the camera work in that one. It didn't feel as cinematic to me as all these other Screams.
I agree, dude. I agree.
Yeah.
Not a bad ranking. Not a bad ranking at all.
All right. Well, we made it. I
We
mean,
did it.
shit.
We did it.
I know, you know, you know what's funny? This is actually going to be my longest podcast episode ever.
Is it really?
It is because I mean, me and Garrett, I mean, it gets hot in this studio, with these lights and everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But we usually keep it around like just under an hour. But fuck, it's a Scream franchise. When you got a franchise like
Yeah.
this, we could just talk about this for hours. Like I feel like this could have even been longer.
Oh, 100%. Especially,
Yeah.
5 movies you're diving into.
Right.
Even if you keep it at bare minimum, you're probably looking at like an hour maybe.
Right.
At
Yeah.
bare minimum. But I knew that wasn't going to work with us, man.
No, 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 no. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do this again. I mean, I know. Wait, no more Halloween movies. Shit, that would have. Imagine diving into that franchise. Good lord.
I know. What do
we
you?
would we would have to limit ourselves.
Oh, yeah. We would have to like spend like
Yeah.
each movie gets an episode.
Oh my
probably.
god. What were we gonna say though?
I was just gonna say, what are you looking forward to coming out? I guess next few weeks.
So, Cocaine Bear. I'm seeing that tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Damn, what else we got coming out? I know this isn't coming out soon, but I'm actually looking really forward to Barbie.
Yeah,
In
you
a
told
w-
me that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just was really fond of that trailer. Now even more probably after seeing Margot Robbie's performance in Babylon. So, I mean, I think that was her best performance that I've seen from her
It was,
film. So,
it was phenomenal.
um, what else we got? Obviously, Oppenheimer. Damn, what other movies coming out soon? Scream 6. I don't know. Those
You
are
a
the
fat
main ones right now.
you a fast guy?
No,
Me
I'm
neither.
not. Okay,
Me neither. I like probably about 3 of them, maybe 4. Like I think
what's your
I
favorite one?
first one.
First, okay,
Yeah, I think Fast 5 is really good.
okay.
I enjoyed Too Fast, Too Furious,
So
and then Tokyo Drift.
I get so much shit now. Granted, I haven't seen all of them, so I can't really give too true of an opinion on this. But my favorite one is Too Fast, Too Furious. I don't know why, and I get so much shit for that because a lot of people say that's the worst one.
What? Hey,
Yeah,
there's no way that's the
I
worst one.
swear, I know. I don't
Dude,
think
I
it
love
is.
that. Man, I'm a big Eva Mendes fan.
Mhm.
And Tyrese was good. I mean, man, that
Yeah, it was just a
I
good
like
buddy
that
cop
movie.
drama, good buddy cop film.
Yeah, man.
But this new one, oh, I mean, even with the last one, every single one, bro, it's like, what the fuck? Do we have the fucking Avengers here?
It just looks corny as hell, man. Now they're going to space. But then again,
know.
I look up and they're still racking in the money, man. People are
Every
still
time,
going
bro.
to see them. So
Yes.
I'm not going to sit here and as uninterested as I am to see it. They're making money, man. So I guess shout out to them. They're doing something right, I guess.
Always fucking making money. And I don't, Vin Diesel, bro. Fucking A. I do not like Vin Diesel.
Into the Spider-Verse, I'm really looking forward to. I know that's a
Yep.
few months away. Obviously, Cocaine Bear. I'm really looking forward to Creed 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Coming
right.
out. And one of the reasons I enjoy both Creed movies, but what really excites me about this one is Jonathan Majors is in it.
Yes. Yes.
And I heard he's phenomenal in this movie. And then 2, this movie was shot in IMAX, so I'm really excited to see the fight scenes in IMAX and see
Okay.
how Michael B. Jordan is as a director. I've heard the fight scenes in this movie are really, really good, so really looking forward to
Really?
that. Yeah.
Damn, cool. Because, yeah, I mean, Jonathan Majors, he looks fucking yoked.
Dude, yeah.
Yoked.
My man.
Did
my
you
man
see
had his
Ant-Man?
hands full.
Did you see? You did? Okay. Bro, you telling me that motherfucker, that same motherfucker in Creed lost to Ant-Man?
Yeah. No.
Come on.
Yeah, not gonna happen, bro.
No.
I know. Yeah, man, but yeah, I feel like I don't know, we're gonna get a lot of good ones. I went and saw Titanic in the theater.
I bet that was really cool,
An experience, my guy.
right?
An
Because I did
experience.
that when they released Jaws back in
I
film
did
for a while.
too. I
Dude.
did too.
I had
Dude.
so much fun with that.
It was probably those 2 movies that you just described. Was probably the movies that really stick out to me in like the last 6 months, where I like actually got goosebumps. And
Yeah.
the reason why is because, like, obviously the opening of Jaws, it starts with that iconic,
Yes.
score. And I instantly got
Yes.
goosebumps. Same thing with Titanic. As soon as it popped on the screen, and like
Uh-huh.
I just, oh man, like goosebumps. And it did, a fucking 3 hour movie did not feel like a three
Right.
hour. I don't know. It was just a different experience, man. It
What did
was
you
it
see
was
it in
so good.
IMAX?
Well, no. So here's the thing with that. I kind of held off on seeing it because they released it in 4K 3D, and
Okay.
I am not a fan of 3D.
Me neither.
But
Me
I have
neither.
to
Gives
sit
me
here.
headache.
I have to sit here and tell you they did a phenomenal job with it, man. They did
Really?
a really, really good job with it. And I noticed not every scene was in 3D.
Yeah.
They kind of held back on it and was not being as heavy as like some of the other movies that are like full fledged, always 3D. But man, that was an experience. That was an
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when I saw Jaws, saw it in IMAX, and I was like, bro, if only these people back then had this kind of sound system in their theater.
Oh man, it hits different.
It
I
does. It really does.
I try to go see IMAX movies as much as possible.
Absolutely, because I mean, if anyone knows me from this channel, music is so fucking important to me in a film.
Me too.
Like,
Me too.
whenever me and Garrett do those movie music quizzes or whenever we're talking about, scores and all that, he's like, "Bro, how the fuck do you remember all this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
Because it's fucking
It hit
important to me."
it is important. Not only just like scores, but like the actual music selections of songs that
Yeah,
they put. And I
yeah.
think one of the reasons what Jaws and Titanic do so well is it's literally the same score.
Right.
Like for Titanic, it's the same exact score in that movie. It's just kind of in certain scenes, it's kind of laid out and placed differently. I don't know how
Hmm.
long it's been since you've seen it, but man, I
Been a
don't
while,
know.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you, man, it's right there for top 10 all time for me. And I don't know if that's
Dang.
just because like I'm freshly out of it and it gave me that experience. Let me sit on that
Yeah.
for a few weeks, but
No,
I don't know, man.
an experience does play into a movie because if you can have a great experience in a movie, especially in a theater, that will definitely enhance I mean the review of it. And I mean, like we were saying, these scores,
Yeah.
you can once I feel like it's so important because then whenever you think about that movie, whenever you listen to that score on your own time, you relate it to that scene and it can just enhance the scene by that much more.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm just so glad that they're re-releasing some of these movies because being able to see a movie like Titanic and a movie like
Yeah.
Jaws, like a movie that
Yeah.
I just was not able to, I didn't get a chance to
Exactly.
see
No,
in the
yeah,
theater.
yeah. We didn't get that experience. So I really hope they keep releasing older films.
Yeah, man, me too. It's awesome.
All right, yeah. Busy time. Do you have anything you want to see win at the Oscars in particular?
Honestly, I don't even know what's nominated. I have to sit down
Okay.
and go back through and look.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look. Like there's some like one, and I'm gonna sound like a homer for this, but there's like just some performances in the horror genre. I felt like I just think Mia Goth should have at least got one nomination, but I don't know, man. Maybe that I just know that's never gonna happen with a horror film.
The horror genre, they get snubbed for a bunch of shit. I mean, Tony Collette and Hereditary didn't even get a nomination. Like, what the
What a
fuck?
movie! What a movie!
What a
What a
performance.
performance! Yeah.
What a performance. I mean, she can't even get a nomination?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm gonna. I need to look at the nomination. What about you though? Because I know it sounds like you've kind of taken a peek at
Right.
them.
Yeah, I've been trying to crank out because I do want to do an episode with Gary where we give our Oscar predictions.
Can't wait for that. I know Rihanna's performing at the Oscars.
Really?
So that's yeah, she's
She's probably
performing.
yeah, that Lift Me Up or whatever,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah. So, if I had a choice, Babylon would be winning Best Picture, but it didn't get that nomination. Fuck what the reviews say, man.
Yeah.
I love
I
that movie.
Again, I know a lot of people that love that movie, and I heard it got snubbed. Again, I
It
can't
did.
talk because I didn't see it, but I heard it got snubbed, man.
Snubbed like a motherfucker. Snubbed for Best Lead Actress, Margot Robbie. Absolutely. Snubbed for Best Picture. Even Brad Pitt. I feel like on the lateral part of his career, Brad Pitt has kind of been knocking his roles out of the park. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I have my problems with the Oscars, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah.
no offense. Like, I didn't even see the movie that God, what I'm gonna kick myself in the ass.
Which one? Which one?
Titanic. What's his name?
Oh, Avatar 2.
No, no, no. So
James Cameron?
no, no, not James Cameron. Leonardo. Like
Oh, oh.
I didn't see the movie he won the Oscar for. But if I'm being honest, there's no way he shouldn't had not won an Oscar for any of the other movies that he's been in. Like, why not
Oh,
Wolf of
no.
Wall Street? Like, come on,
Oh, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, so
No,
I just
he
felt
should.
like I don't know.
Yeah,
I have my problems with the Oscars.
yeah, no, he should have won an Oscar before he won for Revenant. Because I feel like by the time the Revenant came around, sure, like obviously a great performance, but I
Yeah.
feel like at that point they were just like, okay, we got to give him one.
I felt like that too, and that's just wrong
Yeah,
because I think about Wolf of
right.
Wall Street, I think about Titanic, and honestly, Titanic was so early in his career. Like, I get it,
Yeah, yeah,
but then like again, Wolf of Wall Street, Shutter Island, like man,
yeah.
it's just like I don't know.
No, Wolf of Wall Street probably my favorite because the motherfucker was Jordan Belfort. Like,
Thank you.
bro, I mean, he probably had every frat house in the nation by the balls.
Oh hell yeah, dude, hell yeah.
I mean, and the whole scene where he's on the Quaaludes, like crawling to his car. Come on, man.
So you know the nominations. So
Yeah.
so if you walking away from the Oscars, what would you be upset if this film didn't win, or this actor or actress didn't win?
Um, I don't really. Okay, so for Best Actress, I would be upset if one of the lead actresses, or if the lead or supporting actress from Everything Everywhere All at Once don't win. Because I know a lot of people have been talking about Kate Blanchett winning for Tar. And I did watch Tar recently, and she is great. She is phenomenal, but a movie was it was just very slow. I felt unsatisfied with some subplots in that movie. Um, to be honest, I think because her character is supposed to be, like in Whiplash, I mean, a crazy composer, but I feel like they could have even taken it up a notch, like to another level. Like, not enough craziness. I feel like her character could have even been more unhinged. Um, so I'll kind of be upset if none of the actors from Everything Everywhere All at Once don't win. I mean, that's really my only thing that I would be upset if they don't win, because like we obviously know Avatar is going to win Best Visual Effects.
Yeah.
Um, Sound, I would like to see sound maybe from the Batman. I thought that
That's a
movie had
good
great
one.
sound.
That's a
Yeah.
good one, though.
Best Picture is tricky because I do think Everything Everywhere All at Once is gonna win. For some reason, I feel like I could see another movie sneaking in there. I wouldn't be mad if All Quiet on the Western Front won.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't want to see any other movies win.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm looking at those nominations now.
yeah,
I haven't seen all of these movies. Um, I would, although Top Gun Maverick was my number one movie last
right.
year, I would like to see Everything Everywhere All at Once win that one.
Oh, you know what? Sound, another one for sound. Top Gun Maverick. I forgot. Like, if the Batman or the Top Gun Maverick one for sound, I mean, that's well deserved.
Yeah,
Well
yeah,
deserved.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Best lead actor performance. Now, obviously, the favorite is going to be Austin Butler for Elvis, but I could see Brendan Fraser sneaking in there for The Whale.
Dude, I have not seen either of those movies yet.
So The Whale wasn't my favorite. Neither was Elvis, but the acting in it was amazing from both of those lead actors. Now,
Yeah.
I could see Brendan Fraser winning as like a great comeback story.
Yeah, so again, I haven't watched The Whale. I think it's just because it wasn't really showing anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Was that a limited release or something? Because it's just
No, but I feel like it came and go very quickly.
okay, one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously, Stranger Things fan, I'm going to see it because of Sadie Sink. But then
Right.
the return of Brendan Fraser was
Yeah.
like okay, was like awesome to me. So I really wanted to see it. I just didn't get a chance to. But like what I kept hearing everybody say was it wasn't their favorite movie, like you said.
Yeah.
But his performance in it was really, really good.
I do think it's worth seeing just for his performance. But yeah, I feel like it did come and go pretty quickly in theaters. But you know, these Oscar movies, I feel like once the Oscars happens, they do get released back in theaters to make some more money.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, I'll just go back to the like best picture, bro. Like, you really gonna have? I'm sorry, but Babylon was so much fucking better than Elvis. Like, I get it, Elvis, a biographic picture, but
Was
you
it
really gonna?
good?
It was good. It was good. Hated Tom Hanks in it. I thought he was terrible. Um, I thought the editing style fit the movie well. It was very different. Costume design and all that was good. Um, I thought the pacing was kind of off. So the pacing in the first half was very quick, and then the
Yeah.
second half was very slow.
I heard it's a long
Um,
movie.
it is long. I mean, so, yeah, so was Babylon. But that's the thing too. Babylon, even though it was 3 hours, never bored, full of energy the whole time. Like, story was interesting to me. We really gonna have Elvis in there, but not Babylon? I'm sorry.
I,
They literally became like one of my favorite movies, bro. I don't know.
yeah,
Damien Chazelle just knows how to hit it
I
right.
think two of the movies that I really want to see from last year that I didn't get to see was that movie, and then The Fableman. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
so
get to
that
see
is
that one.
one that I still have to watch. I still have that left, and
It's not. I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now. If
it's
it
not.
is,
It's not.
but
I think I'm gonna have to rent these fucking movies, man.
yeah, I was either think because I was walking in the store today and I was walking past the DVD section that's slowly dying, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
and I saw that the Fablemans was out already. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh man, I'm really thinking about grabbing this
Right.
because
Yeah.
I'm a big Spielberg fan. So I was like,
Mhm.
nah, I'm gonna hold off just to see if it's gonna stream anywhere. But I haven't seen anything about it coming to stream. I know the whale's coming to something
Right.
soon. So
No, yeah, you would think by now the Oscar movies would have been on some streaming platforms to,
oh yeah, yeah,
get everyone into it. Because that's why I watched Babylon, because it got put on Paramount Plus a few days ago. So
yeah.
fuck, I don't know. Between that, La La Land, Whiplash, damn, bro. I think it was a masterpiece.
I can't wait to watch it, man.
I know I'm hyping it up a lot. I know, and you know, it's not going to be for everyone. It's not, and I know that. But based off of like, you love films. I think
Yeah,
people who love cinema, who love learning about the history of film, and can just appreciate the history of it and the whole process that they've gone through between, I mean, back in the days, people had signs on their fucking doors that said no dogs, no actors allowed, building this industry up from the bottom. So, I mean, if you can appreciate like that kind of history, on top of this crazy ass story, this the Hollywood lifestyle that
yeah.
everyone uh gleams about, even the toxicity with it, like it's a very toxic lifestyle, but you can also just appreciate it all. I don't know. I think you'll like it.
Yeah. Can't wait to check that out, man. Last thing I do want to ask you before we get off, how are you liking your letterbox experience?
Bro, I'm addicted to Letterboxd
It's
now.
addicting, right? It's
Bro.
addicting. One thing I told myself I'm going to do this year, I'm logging every movie I watch, whether it's
Yes,
rewatch
facts.
or
Yep.
all right. I don't know. This is probably going to be super embarrassing. Do you want to know how many movies I've watched so far this year?
Let's hear it.
I'll let you have one guess.
Oh fuck. Damn. Embarrassing in a good or a bad way?
It depends. It depends.
It depends.
If I told somebody this who doesn't watch movies, they'd be like, "Dude, what do you do with your life?" If I told somebody
Okay.
who
Okay.
loved films, they'd be like, "Oh man, you're living my life."
Right. All right. Let's start with 70.
Oh no, okay, we're good. 40, 40, 40.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
40.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
40.
around that same ballpark. I'm at 38.
And it's just crazy because like when I say I'm logging everything, like there's some nights I just like want to throw on a happy movie that's maybe like
Yeah.
I got like Bringing Down the House on this list and Friends with Benefits. Like I'm just
Uh-huh.
logging everything I watch.
Well, I love it too because it's just people saying whatever the fuck they want. Like, it doesn't have to be some
Yeah,
pretentious review. It doesn't have to be, uh, you know, so educational. It can just be whatever the
exactly.
fuck you want. Yeah. Sometimes they're just funny reviews where you're like, I can relate to that.
Yeah,
Um, and I mean, it's also a good, kind of journal as well, because sometimes, well, my girlfriend, she was like, when you watch these movies, are you like taking notes or what are you doing? And I'm like, honestly, now with Letterbox, I just write all my thoughts down on my review and I'm like good to
Yeah.
go.
I was about to say, yeah, you got it stored. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I love it, man.
Yeah, so if you don't have Letterbox, make sure you get Letterbox because once you do, you'll be addicted. Make sure to follow Blake's Takes and Michael Bish on Letterbox.
Absolutely. Right at 2
All
hours,
right,
man.
man.
Right at 2 hours.
Right at 2 hours. Good spot to end. Once again, thank you, Michael, for joining from the Take One podcast. It has been a pleasure. It really has.
Of course, man. I'll come on anytime you want, man. This is fun. I enjoy it.
Same,
It was a
absolutely.
blast.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's just these are the best kind of podcasts when you just have conversations. It's fun.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks again for listening. If you have made it this far, I know it is the longest podcast episode yet, but just might be the best one.
Well
So
worth it. Well worth it.
well worth it. Thank you for sticking around. If you haven't already, make sure to give us a review on Apple, Spotify. Make sure to follow all our social media accounts, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Follow us on Twitch now. And of course, don't forget to follow Michael Bish as well, the Take One Podcast. Go follow him, give him a review. Spotify. Are you on Apple as well? Apple Podcast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Perfect. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Make sure you go give him a follow. Underrated channel. I love it,
Appreciate that.
man. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. So yeah, thanks again for sticking around, and we will see you guys next time on Blake's Takes.